Okay, so the last topic that we're going to cover this year is actually just graphing vertex form. So here at the top, you can see the vertex form. This is vertex form right here. A times x minus h squared plus k. And so what we're going to start off with is what we usually start off with, just finding the vertex. That's the most important part. That's going to be the maximum or the minimum of this U-shaped graph, the parabola. So I'm looking for the vertex to start off with. How do you find the vertex in vertex form? Well, it says that the vertex is always the values h and k. So here's h right there. There's k. So let's do that on this expression in example number 1. So here's h and here's k. All right, so that's h and k. And all we have to get right here is the sign, actually. So if you look at the original expression, there's a negative sign built in here. So that means that the vertex is 3, and then the k value here is negative. So see, there's a positive sign built into the expression here. So that means that this is actually going to be negative 4. That's what we're going to put in for the vertex. So let's just graph that. So 3 over and 4 down right here. There's your vertex. And this is an up-facing parabola. It's going to be a U-shaped graph like this. It's going to face upwards. And so now what we're trying to do is just find 2 other points on the graph that we can plot so we can complete our graph. And to do that, we're going to find the roots. And the roots are actually really readily available to you in this form. Remember, if we were to set y as 0, what we would be finding is the place is where the graph crosses the x-axis. In other words, we would be finding the x-intercepts. So we're going to try to find the x-intercepts by using square rooting. So we've done this before. So here's what we're doing. We're saying 0 for y is equal to 2x minus 3 squared minus 4. What we're going to do first is we're going to move this term to the other side. So it's going to look like this. 4 equals 2 times x minus 3 squared. So we're doing the inverse operation. I'm adding 4 to both sides. And so basically, I'm just moving this over here, right? So now with this expression, I've got one more thing to do before I can square root. I've got to get rid of this 2 out front, the a term. I have to get rid of the 2. So what I'm going to do is divide both sides of the equation by 2. So let's do that. So if I divide this side of the equation by 2, and I divide this side by 2, here's what I get. I get 2, let me write that again. I get 2 equals x minus 3 squared. Okay, so far so good. Now you can see I'm in position to square root. If I square root the x minus 3 squared, I'll just get x minus 3, which is what I want. If I square root that, I'll get x minus 3. It takes care of this square because square rooting is the opposite of squaring. So I'll have to square root the other side too. There is no even number for the square root of 2. It is not a whole number, it's a decimal. So what I've got now is x minus 3 equals plus or minus the square root of 2. And so I've got 2 roots. As you'd imagine, I have this graph crosses the x-axis twice. So the first place it crosses is at x equals the positive square root of 2 plus 3. And the other place that it crosses is the negative square root of 2 plus 3. So if you do this in your calculator, you're going to get some decimals. And the value here at the value here is going to be 1.58. We'll take 1.58. And the value here is going to be 4.41, okay? And so we're just going to do our best to graph those. Those are the x values, okay? And so we're going to try to graph that like this. About 4.5 would be like right here. And about 1.5 would be like right here. And so now we're just going to connect those points with a curve, put some arrows on it, and we're done.